Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to do a demo of how to record a podcast using this software called Adobe Podcast. So the web address is podcast.adobe.com. I'll leave a link in the description for that. The first thing you want to do is come over to sign in the top right hand corner and sign in using your UE email address. It will probably come up with this option, whether you want to choose a personal account or company or school account. Make sure that you choose company or school account. Basically, that's going to make sure that you have all the premium features and premium access. So this is the home screen of Adobe Podcast. If you want to find something you've previously been working on, then that's under My Projects up in that top right corner. But we're going to start from scratch today. So I'm going to click Record a Podcast. And again, just click on Start Recording. Always good to get into good practice. So I'm going to come up to the top here and rename it. Just going to call this My Podcast. And then you can see in the middle, it's giving you three options. So you can start recording, you can invite guests to record, or you can upload audio or video that you have already recorded elsewhere and you want to edit using this. Again, we're starting from complete scratch today. So I'm going to go start recording, or you can click the record button in the bottom left corner. One thing to check before you start recording is your device settings just here. Make sure that you've got the right microphone selected. So I'm just going to hit record. Hey everyone, welcome to the podcast and thanks for joining me today. We've got a great conversation lined up that you won't want to miss. So grab a coffee, get comfortable, and let's get started. So there you have it, my very cheesy podcast intro. What it's going to do now is upload and transcribe your audio. So give it a second to do that. And once it's finished, we'll be able to play it back just using this play button here. Hey everyone, welcome to the podcast and thanks for joining me today. So you can hear it's sounding okay, but it could sound better. So the first thing I'm going to do is show you one of the best features of Adobe Podcast, which is under Filters, we have Enhance. So I'm just going to turn that on and click play. We've got a great conversation lined up that you won't want to miss. So you can see it already sounds a lot better. Let's just do a quick comparison of before and after. Hey everyone, welcome to the podcast and thanks for joining me today. We've got a great conversation line. You can see it's already made a huge amount of difference. Now we're going to move on to editing. You can see here that I had a false start to one of my lines. So I need to get rid of this bit where I've done the false start. So to do that, I'm just going to select the part that I want to get rid of. And then you can see over on the right hand side, I have delete. So I'm just going to delete that. And when you edit the text, it edits the actual speech as well. Another thing you might notice are these little dots. These are gaps, so you might want to get rid of them too. But let's just see how this goes. For joining me today. We've got a great I can see that's leaving a little bit too much of a gap, so I can get rid of that, hit delete, and listen again. Welcome to the podcast, and thanks for joining me today. We've got a great conversation lined up. Perfect. Next thing I'm going to do is add in some music. So it's important to note that the music is going to add in wherever you currently have selected in your project. So if you come to the very start, it's going to add it at the very start. If you go to the end, it's going to add it at the end. So if it adds it in somewhere halfway through, that's probably why, because that's why that's where you were in your project when you went to add it. So I'll come right to the start and I'm going to choose some music. You can upload your own, or it's got a load of different ones here that you can choose from. I'm just going to choose this first one and I want a short intro. So I'm just going to click the plus button And then right at the end, I'm going to add a transition in. So let's just go right to the end here. And then I'm going to go music into that library, and I've got a short transition there. With this intro music, I actually want to be playing underneath the very start. It's really important actually that you note the intro and outro music is just that: intro, outro, little transitions. It shouldn't be playing throughout your whole podcast. So I'm just going to use this little settings icon and set it as background. And now let's have a listen to how that sounds. Come back to the start. Hey everyone, welcome to the podcast and thanks for joining me today. We've got a great conversation lined up that you won't want to miss. So grab a coffee, get comfortable, and let's get started. There we have it. So next I might want to add a placeholder. A placeholder is just a placeholder, so bear with me. I've just done exactly what I said not to do. Let me undo that. You've got your undo button up here. I need to make sure that I add it right at the very end. So the same as with music, is going to add it exactly where you have selected. So just click placeholder here, and I might just put a note to myself to insert episode here. So that's where I might insert an interview, for example. I could also then go on to record an outro, and this would be a full template, but I'm going to move on from this. These are the basics of how to record and how to edit. So now I'm just going to go on to how to share. So you do have this share button up in the top right corner. This is not usually where you want to go. It's a little bit misleading. That is to share a template if you want somebody else to be able to edit it or make a copy and make changes. Most of the time, you're actually going to want to come to export up in the top middle. So this is where you come if you want to export a file. So most of the time, you will want to choose MP3 audio. There is also WAV here, but I definitely recommend MP3. It could end up being too big of a file size for you to upload to Blackboard or Panopto. So MP3 is always the best option, and it's still good quality. The other options here are for an animated transcript video, a transcript, which you can get as text, document, PDF, and subtitle files. And you can also get the original recordings. Feel free to have a look through all of these. I hope this video has been useful. Thank you very much for watching.